Tennessee State head coach Reggie Barlow, team coming off a loss against Tennessee Tech to open conference play this week on the road at Eastern Illinois on Saturday afternoon. So, Coach, just some thoughts about your team, and then we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, I mean, we last week had a chance to play against a really good team. Obviously, it didn't end the way that we wanted it to end, but there's some good takeaways from it. There's some things that we've learned from that game, and obviously, you can't make as many mistakes as we made when you're going up against a really good team like that, well-coached team. And but we'll be better and not bitter by it. And obviously, being in conference play, another huge challenge on the road. We've had a lot of home games, but this is our chance to get on the bus together and travel and a little camaraderie with our team. So looking forward to that. Obviously, going up against a good Eastern Illinois team that's well coached and man, they got some playmakers. So another big challenge.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go to some questions. We got Mike Organ up first. Go ahead, Mike.
Coach, you said after the game that Byron McNair panicked when things started not going his way. What have you and the staff told him about handling that kind of situation a little better going forward?
Yeah, Byron is a guy that we believe in and we trust. And, in this life, man, we all are dealing with something. And Byron had some some family issue stuff that was weighing heavy on his heart, and just didn't play as well as he wanted to. But we've talked with him and let him know that we still believe in him. We still think he's the guy to give us the best chance at the quarterback position. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he bounced back from that previous game.
And my only other question is, since you've been using the freshman more in the running back in the ground game, how satisfied are you with the ground game with using two backs a little bit more than you did early in the season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we didn't run it as well as that we wanted to run it last week, but Rhymes and Simmons Brown. We believe in those two guys. Simmons Brown has been a real treat for us. Kind of fell in our lap. Me being from Alabama, knowing the high school that he went to, they win state championships all the time. And he just started running back there. He's a tough kid. He runs the ball hard. He catches it well, and his nose for protecting is outstanding. So we'll continue to roll with those two guys, and hopefully we'll be able to run it a little bit better than we did last week.
Thanks, Coach.
We'll go to Brandon King. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yep. Okay, there we go. My sound was good morning, Coach. How you doing?
Man, better than I deserve. How are you?
I'm doing good. Wanted to kind of ask you about your upcoming opponent in Eastern Illinois, when you particularly their run game. In all four of their games, they average about 44 rushing attempts per game. They've had multiple backs go for over 100 yards already on the season. So in looking at that, what jumps out to you from that standpoint when having to deal with them, and what's been your message to your team in dealing with that aspect that the Panthers are going to bring to the table?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that hurt us last week was tackling. I think we had 13 missed tackles or something like that, and all you get is another team with a lot of good backs that can run the ball. So we got to be able to tackle. They play, like as you mentioned, a variety of backs. Kellen, number 22, who they have listed as their starter, but we saw in their last game, Jay Pearson, number 1, a heavy dose of Jay Pearson running the ball and running after contact. So those are runs that we'll show to our team. We won't be surprised by they want to be able to run the ball against us, and That means gap integrity, lane integrity, and fits from the second level. Integrity has to be really good, and obviously got to be able to tackle these guys.
Okay. And then, Kyle, do I have time for a quick follow-up?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
And then wanted to kind of ask you, offensively speaking, it's been kind of up and down. You're averaging about 18 points per game. What are some things that you would like to see in this game that you can go forward as you move throughout the season to get your offense on track?
Yeah, I mean, you said it right. More down than up, but we just got it. And everything starts with the running game. Being able to run the ball, being able to get Kendrick Rhymes going, getting him a heavy dose of runs. That stuff allows us to be able to pass the ball. That stuff allows us to be able to do play action passes. So we got to get out of our own way. Last week, we had the pick six. Last week we had some RPO issues where, we should have thrown it when we handed it off and vice versa. So those are the things that we got to get cleaned up. We're just in practice a little bit more to try to be able to get the running game going, and obviously adjusting it from a protection standpoint as well. So I think those things will help us out moving forward.
All right, thanks, Coach, and hopefully everything, whatever Byron had going on, he bounces back and works itself out from that.
I know he will. I believe in him. We believe in him, and I think he'll be much better this week.
Absolutely. Good luck this weekend, Coach.
Reno, I know you just joined us. Do you have a
Thank
question?
you.
I don't want to call on you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
ahead,
Pleasure
Reno.
as always, Coach. How we doing on this week here?
Good.
Question I have for you is obviously Eastern Illinois, they've leaned pretty heavily on their ground game, it seems like so far this year. And their quarterback LaCrue, I think in opening week, I think he gained around, I'm looking at some stats right here, about 200 yards. And obviously the team has played a pretty dual threat quarterback with Alabama A&M's quarterback. How do you feel about your defense? Already playing a dual threat quarterback, shaping up against Eastern Illinois this coming Saturday.
Yeah, when you're going up against these athletic quarterbacks, man, it's all about, as I mentioned earlier, about our lane integrity and corralling the guy in the pocket, and not necessarily rushing as an individual, but rush the passer on passing downs as a group, and can't run past him and give him a chance to get out. You can't go inside and give him a chance to get out. So we'll talk about all that stuff. We'll simulate it with our scout team, with having a athletic guy back there that can run around a little bit. So, but it's all about lane integrity and not over rushing the quarterback.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Questions for Coach?
Yeah, I mean, I
Got
definitely
one
have.
more. Go ahead, Reno.
Also, in their win over Dayton, EIU gave up some explosive plays, and if you've already answered something like this, kind of, it's okay. Forgive me for jumping on late, but what emphasis will you place on, getting your opportunity from your team, from the offensive side to go ahead and take advantage of some of those explosive gains?
Yeah, I mean, man, Reno, and I appreciate the question. Man, it's hard to methodically take the ball from the 25 and drive it, 70 yards, 75 yards, because there's, it's going to be a penalty. There's going to be this and that. So you obviously want to have those explosives. And, you talk about 5 explosives a game will give you a real legit chance to be successful. So we're going to lean on our guys, our quarterback, Byron, lean on our, Kendrick Rhymes and our other guys that we have, Slaughter and Snap Reed and all those guys. We had Snap had a big catch last week, which was an explosive. So we want to have those type plays happen. And sometimes we create them by what we call, and then sometimes they're created by the guys, not just being the lines on the paper, but being able to go out and, create them with what they do.
Oh, pleasure.
Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck this week. We'll talk to you again next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.